This one is called the Dragon Lady. For this one, you should be comfortable hanging out in an outside leg hang. You can do this one on spin, on static, whichever you prefer. The entrance that I'm going to go over is going to be from an outside leg hang, although I have seen this one done from more of kind of a crucifix-ish position. But I find that entrance is a little bit harder for most to be able to get that hand around, especially if you don't have excessively long arms like I do. Okay, so we're going to be going from an outside leg hang. I'm demoing on spin, but of course, like I said, you can be on spin or static. This one is a great way to start working towards your dragon's tail because it has a lot of similarities, but it has so many more points of contact and it's so much more secure. Okay, so we're going to start an outside leg hang, however you want to get into that. You can invert up, you can drop down into it. You don't have to be super high with this one. Okay, you're going to need to make sure once you're in it, you have room to drop that hand down, but you can invert from the ground for most. Okay, so to our outside leg hang. Before I release my hands, or if you're dropping down from a jasmine, I want to keep my chest up so my outside hand can grab behind my back with my thumb up. From there, then I'm going to release my inside hand, fingers down, and push away with it. Okay? I don't want it so far down that my side is touching the pole. I want to have that bit of a triangle on my side. Then my inside leg is going to circle and cross over the knee of my outside leg. Pushing out of that bottom arm. Last little icing on the cake, if you feel secure here, is that outside leg. We're going to straighten it for a millisecond and then bend it on the same side of the pole. Okay, but because that inside leg is wrapped around it, it maintains that point of contact. When you're ready to come out, rewrap that outside leg, inside leg comes off. You're up into your jasmine, exiting however you would like. Okay. Let's talk about real quick where the hand positions are because it might have been kind of hard to see those. From the outside leg hang, my outside hand is going to go thumb up, reach behind my back while my chest is still up. Because if you lay all the way back into your leg hang, sometimes it's hard to get that hand in there. So I want to keep my chest up a little bit. Hand is going to grab thumb wrapped in a true grip behind my back. Okay, and don't leave too much of a space. You want to put it pretty close to your hand. If you put it down too far, you're going to find yourself losing a lot of elevation and smushing your thumb more. Okay, the inside hand is going to be dropping down, fingers down. Whether you use a pointer finger, not a pointer finger, that's a personal preference. The elbow should be straight, but that being said, I generally say straight only because I don't want people to collapse into it. But it's not wrong for the elbow to be bent. You just don't want to be collapsing it. So if it's a conscious bend, okay, you just don't want it to be you're sinking down into that shoulder and that elbow. So make sure you're pushing out of the shoulder of the bottom arm and then either choosing to have your elbow bent or keep the elbow straight. Okay, I find when I tell people to keep their elbow straight, there's just a little more thought process put into it versus if I don't say anything about that bottom arm, sometimes we look like we're going to shrivel up and die. Okay, so elbow can be bent or straight. You definitely don't want it hyperextended, locked out, but either straight. It can be soft elbow, but that's only if you're able to maintain that. For a lot of people, if they start with a soft elbow, it tends to sink. Okay, outside leg is crossed, inside leg, ankle goes across your knee. How much that leg crosses the knee, it's going to vary person to person, depending on your internal external rotation, size of your thighs, flexibility, all those things, okay? It doesn't have to come all the way across. It just needs to be enough that it's putting a little bit of pressure on that leg so that if you choose to, for the final little icing of the cake for that dragon lady, bring that outside leg so that the knee isn't hooking on the pole anymore. It helps you keep that point of contact that you would have had very similarly to what you had in your outside leg hang, okay? So this one is the dragon lady. Try it on spin, try it on static, drop down into it, invert up into it, whatever works best for you. Have some fun with it, kind of a funsy shape to either put into a combo, a competition, a photo shoot. Let me know how it goes.